Hey, Shalom, Markins, Rakam, Akapasham, Jimes, London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that pushing his truth and not sincerity. Backing up another video. I'm going to title this one, Esau is cunning, but not more than the elect, or something to that effect, right? So, I just did a video on a supposed King's speech, King Charles, here in the UK, made a speech that was an official speech that was supposedly on their website, and bars have gone into it, right, and some the various news outlets have gone into it, right, and it was supposedly changed because of the things he said. It was a bit controversial for the conspiracy theorist side of things, right? So they jumped on it immediately, right, and jumped on it, of course, right. They were being prudent, diligent, right? They jumped on it. So then it was changed. And so like, oh, why did they change it? Oh, they made it more tame, more this and that, because, it was a bit too NWO like, right? So, so that, conspiracy theories are, doing their thing with the information and whatever, right? But, I just went on it on the site now, and it doesn't even exist anymore, right? There's no statement made on the 25th of December at all, right? And so obviously that gets that side talking up even more, but it also gets these naysayers, these ones that don't believe in no conspiracy, there's no evil organization trying to enslave them and do this and that to them, right? It creates this tension and this confusion ultimately, and this is why it is done, right? Because one side doesn't believe the other side, right? Because did he say it? Did he not say it? Did it exist? Did it not exist? Is it proof? Is it not proof? And it just goes around and round and round and round and round, and it don't fucking stop. All it does is cause animosity and anger, resentment from the other side, because you're just being crazy, you're stupid, and you're messing the place up, and blah 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 blah. It gives people a target to vent their frustrations out on, right? And Esau knows this, and this is why he does it. Right, that's why he says things, retracts things, and it disappears, and then something else pops up in its place or whatever. And oh no, we didn't say this, and da 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 da. He does it on purpose. And like I said, it's one big game that he's playing with both sides of the spectrum. Right, it's to cause strife and contention and confusion about what's real and what's not real. Right, and it's just just because you can't prove it, can't stick it to nobody. You can't pin it on nobody. Yeah, that's 100% uncategorically true, or whatever, however you put it. Like, you can't pin it on nobody because everyone just denies it. Oh, I don't know, and this and that. Yeah, but you said it. Oh, where's the proof? And we ain't got the proof. But or we had proof, but but it doesn't exist anymore. Like, I've got an old screenshot. Oh, yeah, you fabricated that. Deep fake, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And so it's just arguments, right? But this is exactly what Esau wants, and this is why he does it, right? It's not whether it's true. It is true or not true. It is about whether it's true or not. But the way he's got these people coming against each other, okay, is ultimately what he wants. It doesn't matter if the information is necessarily true or false. What he wants, because he might say, oh, he's exposing himself by doing that. Yeah, to a certain degree, but he knows there's nothing you could do about it. So he'll say certain things, and it's fine, because what the fuck you going to do anyway? You ain't gonna do shit, right? They're still gonna move on with their agenda, and the majority of people are still gonna, be on the bandwagon, right? But what he wants is to cause this tension and confusion to bring around the chaos that he needs to enact his plan. So everybody's fallen into his hands, right? But so he thinks he's slick, he thinks he's cunning, and he is to the majority of these people on the planet, but he's not more cunning than the elect, right? Because the elect have got spiritual insight to what's going on, where these people don't have it. That's why it doesn't matter if you know bits and pieces of the truth and what Esau's doing. It doesn't matter if the Lord's not dealing with you in the spirit. It doesn't matter what you know. It's not going to avail you nothing. You're going to fall into into the trap, into the plan the same way, whether you know a little bit or whether you don't know nothing. right? The only people that are going to be protected are the Lord, the elect, the men of the Lord. Because they see from above, so to speak. They see the bigger picture than what either side sees, right? We don't play Esau's game, right? Yeah, we will. Like I said, these these bits of information that come out that sound too crazy to be true, kind of thing, right? They're most likely true, right? But the proof is really in the pudding, right? These scriptures, like I said, give us insight to how these devils operate, what their motives are, what their plan is, right? And all you got to do is watch them, observe them. That's all you got to do. Once you understand these scriptures, all you got to do is observe them, and you'll see what is true and what's not true. You'll see it. You won't be fooled by this game that Esau plays with everybody, right? We don't need to like empirical evidence, physical evidence that this thing is this or he's doing this. We can't see him. We can't physically see him. We can't catch him in the act. We're not Alex Jones sneaking into the Bohemian Grove. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing all that shit, right? Everything is really done through the Spirit. The Spirit reveals him and what he's doing, right? And that's how we deal with it. That's how we decide whether it's true or not. Right? But all you got to do is observe what he's doing, not what he says, but what he's doing, because you can't trust nothing this devil's saying. Right? That's the truth. All right. So let me get into this, and brings the scriptures out. I'm gonna start off in James chapter 3, verse 16, right? Because this is the point. This is why he does it, right? It's to have you fighting each other and causing confusion. Now nobody knows what's really going on. Is this side right? Is that side right? Nobody knows, because nobody can prove it or disprove it in a sense. It's just always up in the air, an everlasting argument that continues to go on and on. But this is James chapter 3, verse 16. For where envy and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work, right? And that's what Esau is creating by, making these statements and taking them down, or doing this thing and then denying he did it, or whatever the case may be, right? It causes envy and strife, and where there's envy and strife, there's confusion. It means you can't see clearly. You can't see clearly. You will never determine the truth. You can't see clearly. It's just confusion. So you'll never come to a conclusion, an ultimate conclusion of the truth. You won't, because you're all confused. Okay, you're being distracted by what's really happening, what's actually going on. But that's Esau's aim, right? Because he needs this. He needs the strife and the contention. He needs the confusion, because this is why people are going to end up ultimately fighting each other, and this is why animosity between peoples and different political views and different ideologies they're clashing, because that's what Esau wants. He's creating the civil wars and the race wars and all these types of things. He's got the immigration thing going on right now. He's making it. He's doing it on purpose, right? It's not by accident. He knows it inflames, it incites people, and makes them angry, right? But like I say, he's playing every side. He's playing them all. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 3. I just want to get this point here. I said, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, okay, which is, the king, the ruler of this world is Esau, okay, beginning with these elites, right? And inherently, most people believe what their powers or their leaders tell them, for the most part. Anyone that seems to be rich or powerful, they want to believe them. They want to believe that they're trying to do good for the world, and they want to believe the things that they're saying. Esau's the devil. He speaks with a forked tongue. He ain't doing that shit he's saying he's doing. He ain't the good guy in all of this. So you trust in it. You trust in his system. You trust in what's going on. You trust in the method or whatever, however that saying goes, right? This is so therefore your strength. So therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, right? So those that really believe like they're not doing all this mad stuff that these people are coming out with, really you'll be found with egg on your face. Just like a lot of times where, things are once conspiracy or once things that are supposed to be too crazy to be true, right? When they end up being true, it's like, what do you do? What do you do with that now? What do you say? What can you say? It's like shit, and most people just continue to deny it. You know what I mean? Just like just to save face. But things come out later that these things were happening or they were true. Not all things. I'm not saying every conspiracy. No, because of course not. Right? But certain things that have come up throughout the whole of history, there's always been conspiracy theories that turn out to be true. Because you saw what the result was. Right? It's all about the result. And you might have to wait a little while for the result of these things. Right? There might be whistleblowers a long time before, but then it comes out. It's like that whole whistleblowing shit from Julian Assange and what was the other dude that ran to Russia? I forget his name. I forgot his name. But yeah, these things were going on behind the scenes. You didn't know they were spying on you and doing this and doing that and all these things that they were doing. And then someone says it. It's like, oh no, that can't be true. And then you get the leaks. and then you got some nations that America that are unhappy that they were leaked. Oh, that's private and confidential. It's a threat to security. You shouldn't have done that. We're gonna indict him and put him in prison. That for what? For showing everybody your dirt that you weren't supposed to be doing. You should be tried. But that's how things are, right? No one wants to believe it until it's there. And I say Esau has the power to manipulate narratives, right? And so, I mentioned it before. It was impossible to say it. You tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth, right? So Esau has the ability to control what is presented to the people. He can make one person look crazy, and one group of people to look like they're sane and normal, but it doesn't mean. It could be just that he wants to hide it, which is usually the case. But like I say, in this instance, they drop it because they're not stupid. Like King Charles knew what he was saying. It's not like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That was a bit over the top. No, it's fucking planned and scripted. He said it on purpose. He said that outrageous things he was saying, and then they purposely left it up for I don't know however long it was. And obviously, some man see it, tap 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 tap, on the internet, seeing it, screenshotted it and whatever, and then it's like, yeah, we gotta take it down now. We're gonna take it down now, because now the conspiracy mill started. They started the conspiracy mill, right? They started it, and we're gonna put up this other one. So they're gonna be talking about, oh, why did they change it? Why did they change it? Like they didn't know what they were doing in the first place. like, oh, that was a mistake. No, they don't make the mistakes. Okay? They did that on purpose, right? But like I said, now that press release doesn't even exist anymore on that site. So it's like, well, there's no evidence or recollection of it being there. So now you got the other side just saying, well, you're just crazy. You're just crazy. You're a crazy bunch, man. But that's it. That's what Esau wants. He wants that contention. He wants that strife, right? But obviously, majority of people are just going to believe in the system, right? That's why it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. This is why you're confused, right? Because you think that they're telling you the truth, that they're trying to protect you and do the right thing by you. But that's not really their goal. Far from it. All right? So ultimately, you're going to be ashamed by all these things. So, it's Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. It says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise, right? So, this is kind of twofold. Because wine always also represents wisdom, knowledge, right? Not wisdom and knowledge so much, but false knowledge and wisdom, false philosophies, right? And if you're taken by these things, okay, you're taken by the lies, okay, it says whoever is deceived thereby is not wise. You're not wise because you're not prudent really looking into it. You just took it for face value because it sounded kind of crazy. You didn't really want to think or believe that you live in that type of world. So that must be just crazy talk. And so you just default to that can't be true. And you just believe the mainstream narrative of everything, right? Without actually looking into anything and deciphering it, or analyzing it yourself, because it's just easy to accept whatever it is being told to you. Let's be real. It's just, it's less thinking power in it. But in these instances, it really behoove you to analyze shit. But let's say even then, Esau's got a whole setup on the other side that, if you analyze it enough, oh yeah, this wasn't true, and we got fact checkers, and all these types of things, and so these men are adamant that men are crazy and that wasn't true, or that was true and this isn't true, and but both sides are adamant. How can both sides be so adamant? Someone's got to be fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it really requires you to have the spirit to really know what's going on. And like I said, we can't tell you everything with like 100% accuracy and everything that comes out about a thing. But what we do know is the scriptures. We know prophecy, right? And we know if it um, helps prophecy be fulfilled, then it's likely to be true. If it's some way it can it moves prophecy on, then it's most likely true. If it helps in the Esau's agenda, then it's most likely to be true. Right? As crazy as it may sound sometimes, and like another saying, truth is stranger than fiction. And these are all sayings for reasons. It's not like why would they even exist? You know what I'm saying? So you know, so yeah, anyone that is deceived by these these lies, essentially, right? That's what I'm getting at. This wine, these lies, right, is not wise, right? Because you don't really put in the time and effort to really see if these things are true or not. It's just like the Church of Berea. When Paul told them something, it's like they went and checked. It's like all information, you need to really go check it, ultimately. But you gotta have the spirit to really to lead you to the conclusion, even with things you can't prove 100%, because we can't prove all these things in the flesh about all these things that comes out. We can't. Like, none of us. That's it. None of us are going around sneaking around, hiding in the shadows like Batman, observing all these things, to find out if they're true or not. And well, we're not there. Bugging everywhere, spying on people, getting all the voice recordings, and all the Rothschilds private meetings. No, that's not what we're doing. So we can't. No one can prove like 100% that these things are true or not. But through the spirit, like I said, you'll draw the conclusions that are necessary. But you gotta look. You gotta pay attention and be diligent. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 29, pardon me, verse 9. It says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. Okay, again, with the false philosophies, the lies, the deceptions that people believe. All right. Verse 10, for the Lord have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. These people are in a slumber. They say they rather just accept mostly what they hear from the powers that be. This little resistance, because a lot of people will tend to think that because a small group believes in something, then that small can't be right because it's like a fringe group. The majority is always right. That's what people tend to believe. The majority is usually right, but that's not the truth. The majority can be sometimes right. It's true. But the same can be said of the latter. Like the few can be right. It's possible. Right? And so you have to keep an open mind to consider these things. And really, get to the bottom of it. But like I said, when you're being fed constant information, like on both sides, it's really confusing. It really is confusing, and this is why, like you say, it causes contention and strife and just straight out confusion. People don't know what to believe anymore. People don't know if it's true or not. People don't know what to think. Right, but people usually take a stance on one side or the other, and it just causes contention because one believes the other side is right and that the other side is wrong. For the Lord have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers and the seers have he covered. All right. So yeah, these are all sleepwalking zombies, man. Okay, just being pulled along by Esau and his games and his manipulation. Like say he even say he's even playing on the conspiracy side or whatever, right? This is Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and they have made all earth drunken. Right, so it's Esau, beginning of America, that pushes a lot of these things and these conspiracies and counter conspiracies. He's behind them all. He's the one who's pushing them out because he wants that confusion out there in the world, right? Because he needs that chaos. He needs that animosity to fester and bubble over, right? Because you say these conspiracy theorists, right? They usually tend to be those type of patriot types, or they're taking over a country, we need to get our country back and blah blah blah. So they're prepared to fight because them man are stocking up weapons and all kinds of shit, right? Because they think they're gonna fight some war. They're gonna die in some war. I'm not about to fight, but they're gonna give it a go, but only they're not gonna change anything. The plan will go according to plan, as the elites have planned it. For the most part. What was I saying? Yeah, so these lies and deception. Esau, he's the one that pumps them all out, right? To confuse people. He's the root of both sources. All right, the truth and the counter truth. He does both, right? So that made all the earth drunken. So everyone's under the spell, under this deception, right? The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad, right? Because now because you're in this confused state, all you people are fucked up, and you're gonna receive judgment for believing in this stupidness. By being caught up in Esau's game. I'll come back to that. This is Luke chapter 11 verse 17. But he, knowing their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. Right? I want to read it again in Matthew's here. Sorry, Mark chapter 3 verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Right? Esau needs the chaos. Right? So he needs to set you against each other. Left to right, the immigrant and the nationalist or whatever. He needs to set them all together. The conspiracy theorists, the non-conspiracy theorists, whatever you call these people. Supposedly normal, I guess. But Esau setting them all up against each other, man, to create chaos in the earth, in all these different nations. And so because he wants the nations weak, so he can what's the word I'm looking for? Bring them back together under the new rulership. That's what he wants. That's his game. Right? So he needs to have these kingdoms broken. Right? But he thinks he's excluded in all of that. He thinks he can control that chaos and that destruction and the divide and bring it back underneath him in this new order. Right? But you're really just damaging yourself. You're damaging your own kingdom. Right? This whole thing's gonna fail and blow up in your face. So again, if a kingdom be divided against itself, because that's what he's causing division, right? That kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, right? So Esau started, with the families and stuff like that. Got the houses divided. I mean, over this stupid election shit, man, people were fucking disowning each other's families and stuff because they were voting for Trump or vice versa. Now they don't want to speak to each other, don't want to turn up for family dinners no more and all that kind of stuff. Partners are leaving each other, getting divorced and, all kinds of stupid shit, right? Over what? A difference of opinion, But the scripture does say, "How can one walk with another unless they be agreed?" Well, Esau knows this, and so he's separating men versus women. He's just separating everything and causing everything to be destabilized, you know, causing chaos, right? But he's going to use that chaos to bring in his NWO, and if Satan rise up against himself and he be divided, he cannot stand but have an end, right? So obviously this is not going to work out, right? Esau thinks he's got a handle on it, but it's not going to work out for him. All right. This is Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands, right? So like I said, they're always putting the scheming, thinking of the next false flag or the next false bit of information they're going to throw out there to get people riled up and, whatever. They're always putting the scheming the next thing. They don't stop. Okay. Did I want that first? Yeah. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14 says that no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, right? So all these people that you trust, these leaders and whatever, you think they're here to save the planet, do everything right by the people and all this kind of business. Trump's going to save America, or whoever's in power is going to do right by the people and make it great again, save the planet, all this shit, right? These people have put themselves up to be like the angels of this world, right? The righteous, and but these are the people that are really only set up to destroy it, right? And that's what they're doing. Okay, all these fair speeches and these so-called endeavors, these so-called righteous endeavors they're on, trying to save the planet, going green, whatever, right? These are nothing but ploys and deceptions for them to put you in slavery. That's the way it is, right? So no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So Satan looks like the good guy in this world. And that's what Esau is. He's acting like he's the good guy. He's parading and moving like he's the good guy. He's got everyone's best interest at heart because he cares about everybody, right? He cares about the planet, But like I said, you don't have to look back too far, man. You see that wasn't the case. It's never been the case. Esau's been nothing but destroying the planet. That's why the scriptures say he shall destroy them that destroyed the earth. It's really ultimately Esau. He's the one running all these fucking corporations and waging war on the earth and all this pollution. It's him. He's the source of it all. But he's like acting like he got nothing to do with that. We're not mega rich and all this, trying to make it like, well, we're just like you, normal people. No, you're not. You're so fucking rich, man. People are starving on the planet because you're so rich. People are suffering because you are rich, and you don't give a shit. Nah, they just need some VMAXs, You need to reduce the population. That's what we need to do, Anyway, it says, no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers, the underlings, the people in the public, in the face, that you see, because these elites, they're not really seen like that. Everyone's pulling the strings, but they're not really seen like that. They give you figureheads to look at, prime ministers and MPs and all that kind of shit, politicians and certain businessmen like Elon Musk. They'll put those people in your face and they'll talk you to sleep, right? They'll tell you all the things that you want to hear, and like, oh yeah, no, you're right, we do need to do this, But ultimately, they're not ones making decisions. They're the ones being, given a place in the order and to carry out a particular role. But they look like, they're like the good people. Elon Musk, yeah, the techno Jesus, trying to save the planet. But he's the one producing things that's really destroying people and destroying livelihoods and all these kinds of things. You know what I mean? You need to look past what they're saying and what it is that what they're doing, what the outcome of what they're doing is going to be. These men are not good for the earth. They're not good for people. Oh yeah, but you can move shit with your mind, play Pong. Play shit with your video games with your mind. Yeah, that sounds great. What? Well, at the expense of what? Fuck it, no. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna make everyone redundant. You know, have everybody on universal basic income. Yeah, fuck it. You know, have them live in 15-minute cities where they don't own nothing. Yeah, fuck it. You know, what does it matter? Would you take away sovereignty? Yeah, what does it matter? But these are the things he's supposed to be fighting against. You know, there's a disconnect, and people just they're under a spell, under a spell. You know, believing all these things that they say. So in verse 15, so therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works, right? So they're really going to be rewarded for what they're actually doing, and rewarded in a negative way, because they're going to be judged and destroyed, you know? So yeah, pay that on Micah 2:1, which we read a minute ago, you know, because the power is in their hands. These same guys that act like they're righteous and doing good for the earth, they're the ones in power, right, to do all these things, right? But it's deception and liars, right? Let me get Romans 16 and 18, right? And I can apply it to these characters, right? It says, for they that are such serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? None of these leaders, they don't serve the Lord. None of them are they might say they're Christians or whatever, but none of them actually do anything Christian, like you know what I mean? None of them are fully full of scriptures or worship the Lord, or they don't do none of that stuff, you know. For they are such that serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, but their own belly, right? Only that they're doing their own thing. They got their own agendas that they want to fulfill. These elites, right? They got their own agendas. They don't care about what the scriptures, right? But their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches, deceive the hearts of the simple, right? That's what these leaders are set up to do, to deceive the hearts of the simple. Problem is, there's a whole fucking bunch of simpletons on the planet. Whole bunch of them, right? But like I said, this just doesn't apply to the elect, right? Because I say Esau is cunning, but he ain't cunning enough to deceive the elect, right? Because the Most High won't allow it. He won't allow it. He won't allow the elect to be deceived, right? So, albeit that these people are simple and they believe all these words, whether they be real or not real, true or not true, they believe it still, you know, because Esau's the one pushing it, right? We're not deceived by these things. We're not biting on everything Esau's saying, whether it's false information or not, right? But we're filtering everything through the scriptures. Okay, we're taking a measured approach to it, right? Because I said Esau is like a master of illusion and deception. So you never really know what's really going on, man. But for the spirit, yeah, we got a better understanding of what he's doing, what he's really saying, what's really going on, you know. It's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. Let's read the point here, right? So that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by a sleight of men, right? So whether it's doctrine or just general information, okay, we're not meant to be thrown about by it. You know, Esau will come out with some bullshit science and, you know, oh, we've debunked the scriptures. You know, the Earth's 10 billion years old, and because we got a toenail proof of this dinosaur that existed 10 billion years ago because we found it in this fucking layer of rock. You know, it'll come with some shit, right? It'll come with some crazy shit, and it's like, well, that's false information. We know that's bullshit. So whether it's doctrine, whether it's information, okay, you have to measure it. You have to, you have to filter it. Right? Because Esau, like I said, Esau's the devil. He's gonna lie. He lies about a whole bunch of shit. Pretty much damn near everything he lies about. Right? There might be elements of truth tucked in these different things that he says and all that kind of stuff, but the majority of what he's saying is a lie. It's a way to manipulate what you think or what you perceive. Right? So we're not to be carried away by all these different things that come out, because there's a lot of shit comes out. And we can't, like I said, categorically prove that any of it is 100% true or accurate. We can't. But we can only measure things through the spirit and determine the likelihood of it, if it makes sense in the scriptures, in the prophecies. Right? We ain't got, like I said, we ain't got to be up in all these different places, hanging from the wall like Spider-Man, listening to conversations, and it don't need to do all that. All right, to prove it. Right, the proof is in the pudding. It will be revealed. Right, all the machinations of Esau is going to be, will be revealed at the end. Right. So again, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And that's what Esau is expert in. Right, that's what he's expert in, man. That is one of his many gifts and talents. I say many. It's one of his gifts and talents. Aside from the sword, his deception, his lies, and his ability to make something sound true, or it's possible. Because they'll talk about shit you don't understand anyway. I hate when he talks about space. I fucking hate it because it's like I remember learning shit at school about measuring the distances between stars and stuff like that. Fucking redshift and I don't remember the shit really anymore, but it was all this crazy shit. I'm like, but you don't know, you can't measure that. You can't physically measure that, based on how far is a star, based on its luminosity. And I'm like, bro, you've not physically been able to do this as an experiment. So it's not empirical science. It's theoretical science. And theoretical science is not empirical science. You cannot prove that. Because they ain't no fucking string long enough, right? That's gonna measure you from Earth to the next fucking star, or whatever the case may be. You ain't got a string long enough for that. So how the fuck do I know? How do you know? And so I have to disregard that because I just think you're talking shit. And that goes with anything to do with space. I just think you're just talking mad shit. Like, oh, we've got pictures from. Have you really got pictures from the next fucking galaxy next door? Like, I don't know if you do or not. I don't fucking trust you. Could be just some images that someone made. It could be an AI fucking image. I don't fucking know. Oh yeah, we sent a satellite out there. What was it? What was the fucking satellite? The Hubble Space Telescope. What the fuck it was? I think they replaced it with something else now. Some shit, right? Yeah, we got this. We sent this fucking super duper camera out there in space to take pictures of the galaxy. Bro, I don't know if that happened. I can't prove it. There's no way. How can I prove it? There's no way I can prove that. Oh wait, but NASA said it's okay. NASA says it's authentic. It happened. All right, cool. Whatever, innit? Anyway, I'm fucking ranting again. But the point is, man, you can't know. So you can't know 100%. And so you can't just take it for face value just because he said it, because you can't trust him. He's the devil. Right, that's my point. That's my point I was getting to anyway. Right, which leads me to the scripture. It's Sirach chapter 12 verse 10 says, "Never trust thine enemy." And Esau is most definitely an enemy of everybody. Right, he doesn't. He is definitely an enemy of everybody. Right, but especially the Israelites. Okay, so we've got no business really listening to him like that. Right, he might say something that's, like I say, partially true, or it might be true, might even be a little bit true. Right, but you have to analyze everything that he says to see if it is completely true, right? That's the thing. That's what you should. That's diligent. That's what you should be doing, right? It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away." Right? He'll always be the same devil. He'll always be the same liar. As soon as he has the opportunity to do so, he'll lie. He'll do whatever he needs to. Right, to deceive and to manipulate, he'll do it. Right, he'll act his ass off, man. Right, he'll do whatever it needs to be done. All right, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh a wild beast? Right, because that is his nature. These things are dangerous. These dangerous beasts. The dangerous beasts. Like, this, right? You don't just go walk up to a lion. like the chances are, man, he's gonna find you unwelcome, brother, and you might end up in a couple pieces in the mouth of a lion and shit. Like you don't do that because you know they're dangerous, right? It's the same with Esau. He is a dangerous individual to be around, right? You don't want him around you, man. Shit's gonna go down. Something's gonna go wrong. You let this devil around you, man. Something's gonna go wrong real soon, and you're gonna end up finding yourself dead or something, or in slavery or something, right? You won't be. He'll have the upper hand over you at some point because you allowed him around you, because that is his nature. He's a backstabber, right? He's a manipulator, a deceiver, right? And so you don't want that, an individual like that around. But people have let this man just, when I say let, I mean he's in power, but like you just let him say and do whatever it is, and you just believe him. Like that's his good nature. That's not his nature. His nature is not to be good. His nature is to be evil. Right? This man, these elites and these representatives, these politicians, right? These are supposed to be the most suspicious people on the planet. Okay, they're rich and powerful. These are meant to be the most suspicious people on the fucking planet where anything is going wrong. And yet they're not. They're not. Right? You gotta question these men more than anybody else. Because just like a good con man, he'll play the part. Right? He'll look the part. The better he presents himself, the bigger the con and the evil that he can do. It's the same with Esau. So the better act he can put on, the press suit he puts on, right? The more evil and the more lies he can do. So it shouldn't be a shock. But people put so much trust in him because of this appearance, because of the words that they say. But these people are the most suspicious people on the fucking planet, man. And you should treat them as such. It's like Pastor Toby, man. He had to get all the drip, right? He had to get all the drip, right? To make people feel comfortable of joining him, because he's gonna gather more people, because they're gonna want the drip too. And next thing you know, man, scam them out of all out of fucking loans and shit. It's important part of deception, to look the part, to sound the part. And that's what Esau is as a people. Right? It's especially when it comes to these elites. These elites are the most wicked and corrupt of all his race. Right? But they're just really slick. They're just really smart about it. Right? And they have the power to hide and cover up things, man. So yeah, back to 13 says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. So like I say, it will tell you what you want to hear, right? He'll give you all the comforts of the world and all the promises and all this shit. But in his heart, which is his mind, right, he imagined had to throw thee into a pit, right? Had to destroy you, had to overcome you in some form or manner, right? And the pit is a trap, right? And that's exactly what Esau is plotting on the people right now, to trap everybody in this NWO, this new system that he's building, that requires digital ID, requires central bank digital currencies, that requires CHIPs, right? It requires all these things. Central universal basic income requires all these things, right? This is his pit that he plans to throw the people in. Right? And like I said, hook you up with a CHIP to manage all of that. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. So you can't trust these people. Like I said, they should be the most untrustworthy people on the planet and the most suspicious people on the planet, but people don't treat them that way. Most people are in awe around them, like, want to kiss their ass and shit. But these are the biggest devils, the biggest deceivers. Read that already. All right. Is Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be no more heard at all in thee. Right? This is speaking about the land of America, because it's going to be destroyed. You ain't going to find these things in there again, ever. Right? No trade going on, no music. It's always famous for its trade and its music, and all the delicacies and all that kind of stuff, and all the wild shit, the partying. That's not going to be going on in America no more, because no one's going to live there no more. Right? So none of these things are going to be heard up no more all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. Merchants, these businessmen, the rich, powerful. Yeah? For by thy sorceries, by America's sorcery, beginning with these top elites, right? Were all nations deceived. Right? So these people are deceived in this world. Everybody's drunken off that wine. Everybody is deceived in this world, save the elect. Right? So what you think is not likely is probably the truth. Right? These men are corrupt as hell. And they're doing and they do these things to manipulate the minds of the people and to make you believe that these men are righteous and that these men are not corrupt in any type of way, until it comes out that they're corrupt. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure before Prince Andrew was caught up in all these things that he's caught up in, I bet no one could speak a bad word against Andrew. Why, you can't say that against the prince? What has he never done? And now everyone shits on Andrew now. Because he's corrupt, But the whole family's corrupt. But you can't speak against the whole family because they're not all the same. They're all the same. You just haven't been found out yet. That's all. That's all it is. You're just waiting for the day, But this is what it is, man. Right? All nations have been deceived by the antics and the deceptions of these devils. Right? None of them can be trusted. They're all lying. Right? So, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and of all that was slain upon the earth. Right? Speaking of the land of America, that's where the bulk of our people are. Right? And we've suffered greatly underneath them in the land of America. Okay? We'll close out with a couple. I don't know. It's Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. It says, for there shall arise false anointeds and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Right? So going back to the idea of Esau being the light of this world and the one that people can trust and look towards, to them, like Esau is like the savior. Right? So I'm gonna make that comparison. They're not necessarily calling themselves anointed or Yahweh Shai. Well, they put themselves out of Yahweh Shai, so they kind of have said that. Right? They got the leper version of Jesus Christ. So they have kind of said that, I guess. But yeah, people take what these people say for granted, as face value, and for granted, like it's a truth, and that they're righteous in nature, right? And so they are more likely or willing to accept what they say when shit happens, some suspect shit happens. They're more likely to believe them than disbelieve them. When really it should be the other way around, because these men are really devils. But they've gained that privilege of being, gained that privilege of having that belief because they rule this world and they manipulate the minds of the people. Yeah, especially with putting themselves up as the savior. The leper Christ, right? So people are more likely to believe than not. All right. So again, for they shall arise false anointeds and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, right? So if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect, but they're not able to, because the Most High have care and protection of his elect, that they're not going to fall for the tricks. They're not going to fall for the deception. And this is why I say, like, everybody's being played by Esau except for the elect. The elect are operating outside the realms of Esau and his manipulation ultimately. Because like I said, we're not buying anything this guy is doing or saying. Okay, we'll filter everything through the scriptures. That's where our knowledge comes from. Yeah, that's where our understanding comes from. So it ain't gonna be just because this person said that, or Esau did this, or denied that, or whatever the case is. everything will be based through the scriptures, because it's the scriptures that is the truth, right? And the scriptures will shine the light on what's true and what's not, right? We just have to wait to see how things manifest, then we get an answer. And so if it aligns itself with the scriptures and it makes sense, then yeah, it's most likely to be the truth. If it doesn't, then it's most likely to be a lie. But like I say, it's not possible to deceive the elect. All right. So I'm going to end here. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, which he can't. He can't get the advantage, right? He's trying. And Lord knows Satan's trying. Okay, but he's unable to. So lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his schemes, his methods, and all the things that he does to try and, like I said, to try and get advantage of everybody else, because he succeeds in the most part with everybody else, right? Somehow, in some form or manner, they're all being deceived by Satan in some shape or form, right? Because they're all playing a particular role, which doesn't lead to them being saved. It all leads to them being destroyed, or being put in slavery at the end. So they're all playing that part. None of them are on a path of anything good, right? So they're all being manipulated by Satan, okay, through Esau. Okay, whether they think they're a truther or not, it doesn't matter. They're still on the same side essentially. They're all on the same side still, but they lack the truth. They lack the spirit. They lack understanding, and so the only thing that's gonna happen to them is destruction and slavery. And that goes for our people as well. I mean, they're not going to be put in slavery, but they're going to be destroyed on this side because they were deceived. Whether you thought you was up on game and what Esau was doing, it doesn't matter. If you don't have this truth, you don't have understanding these scriptures, you don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, none of that matters. Right? That's why the elect are foolproof, right? They don't matter because they believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. Doesn't matter about all this confusion shit that Esau has been pumping out here in the world. Our thing is that we don't have to prove anything. We ain't got to prove whether Esau was doing this or doing. We ain't got to prove it. That's not part of the scriptures. We don't have to prove that he did this or he didn't do this or we're just commanded to believe. We'll find out whether he did all these things or not in the kingdom. But that's not part of our salvation. That we got to do all the investigating and find out whether or not how much bodily fluid that Esau had been drinking out of people. Well, I ain't got to know. It doesn't matter. Whether he's doing it or not, it doesn't matter. It's not that important in that scale of things. But we know this shit goes on. But it's not pertinent for salvation's sake. It's just it's just one of those things that we know he's the devil. We know he's doing creepy ass shit behind the scenes and setting up this and setting up that. And we know he's doing that because he has to fulfill his agenda. So how he does it, the intricacies of what he's doing, it's not that pertinent. But these people are obsessed with everything that Esau's doing, and like I say, we watch. Obviously, we watch. But we filter everything through the scriptures, and whatever ends up being true, will be true, and what ends up not being true is not true. It doesn't change the fact or our perspective that Esau's the devil, and he's a liar, and he's going to be destroyed. That doesn't change, regardless of anything that is known to be true or not true in out there in the world. What he did, what he didn't do. He's still the devil. He's still going to be destroyed. Nothing's going to change that. Right? So we're not going to be deceived by all these different things. And like I say, if it fits prophecy and scriptures, then it's likely to be true. And we'll just, carry on rolling. Because all we want to see is these prophecies be fulfilled, man. We want to see the MOTB roll out. Because we know he's doing it. Oh, he's not doing that. Well, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Whether you believe it or not, you're going to see it. And when you see it, it's like, oh shit, the man said that was going to come out. Well, okay, of course we did. Beginning of it, I wasn't possible. We've been speaking about it for years now. Years. Long time, long time, right? They've been talking about it. And because it hasn't happened yet, people scoff and mock and yeah, they do all the usual shit. But in that time, they would be like, what's this? What's this now? But it's gonna be too late. You'll be, you're too under pressure, and you'll be thinking whether or not it's the mark of the beast or not. But it's not gonna matter because you're gonna take it anyway because you're under pressure, right? And because you ain't spiritual, you ain't got no faith, and so you're just gonna take it anyway because you think it's the safest option. So it's whatever, isn't it? But yeah. So like I said, Esau's slick, Esau's cunning, but the Lecter more so. So I'm gonna end it there. Lord, when this has been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. Till next time, I say shalom.